Folks, check it out. We have reached the end of 2025. And while maybe it wasn't the best year for some stuff, it was definitely a killer year for fidgets. In a moment here, we're going to dive into my hits and misses list, or best of, worst of. It just has kind of a negative connotation. So I usually go with hits and misses. Things I felt maybe indifferent about, things I'm looking forward to in the upcoming year, 2026, and things that I still haven't tried from this year. So before we get started, I just wanted to give, kind of a shout out to a few folks for their involvement with the channel this year. First off, shout out to the members of the channel. We've reached 30, which is great and way more than I expected, honestly. So I greatly appreciate the support for the channel. It's definitely helped with things like putting the studio together. Thank you to resellers like G1, Meta EDC, TRB Creation, JK EDC House. Also want to thank, maybe not, fidget brands necessarily, but Olight and Workos, two incredible flashlight brands. Also thank you to brands like Novel Carry, Fidget Boy, and M3 Metal Creations for sharing some of their new pieces with me. Fidgemoto for sharing the Vortex. We've really seen a lot of great things come through this year, and I'm excited to talk about them. So let's dive into the list. Here we go. All right, folks, here we go. So this is a portion of my collection on display here for you. Just taking stuff out, I realized that there were people that I forgot in my intro. Aurora EDC with the Atlantis X. Thank you for sharing that as well. So good. Kind Industries, Metal Toys, Otter EDC for making the M02, and also to Axiom EDC for sharing some pieces. Also to Gavin over at Dynamic Inertia. Gavin, love it. I love it. Also to Taka at Sakura EDC. So again, thank you. Okay, so now we are going to dive into our hits for the year. Let's take a look here. So some of these, while I have a lot, I don't own everything. So you're going to see an image pop up on screen. I'm going to try to run through these lists pretty fast because we are going to have a very long video here. Counting all the fidgets that I not only reviewed but purchased, some don't get reviewed, it just depends on timing. We're at 189 different fidgets, and that does not include the old friends revisited. Let's dive in. First off, ACEDC Rabbit or Rabot in Black Pie, PEI. Okay, that was a hit for me. I love that one. I don't know that the titanium one worked as well for me, but the black PEI was awesome. Kuko. What a year for Kuko sliders. These bodies are beautiful. The new diamond plates are just insane. So good. So Kuko, affordable prices, killer sliders, just top of the line quality. Dom EDC piano slider. That has been phenomenal. Novel Carry, just Novel Carry as a whole. These pieces like the Ergo and the smooth plates, the textured plates, then you've got the new Teflon plates. This is the titanium Delta tile. This Arctic Ice carbon fiber one this year. And that is 2 smooth plates. The newest release was the black. I think they have different anodized colors. So they had like an orange and a blue, black obviously for the Ergo. This one I have not changed out from stock, so it is just this good out of the box. And this is with 2 Teflon plates, but completely blacked out. Just gorgeous. Novel carry, Steve, Derek, you guys have killed it this year. I didn't even have a particular slider written down. It's just your entire brand. All right, moving on to Mag Labs. Now, what qualifies as Mag Lab anymore? I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, I think it's just become, Mag Lab has become Magnus sliders. But we've got the radiator that came out this year. I love this with the stainless steel Swiss plates. He's doing all sorts of crazy stuff like the X plates and some really wild body styles. This was the first version essentially that I had, was just this, I think it's plain Jane, that I got at the start of the year. Traded away a Magnus, Skelly, Verk, and Zerk for the first Mag Lab because I thought they were going to be pretty rare. Look at that, now he releases them like every day. And then got this micarta turtle. So really just Magnus as a whole as well. Keep it up. Killer job. I am on the lookout for mini beans and mini Atom, hopefully, if it happens. The ZD EDC Alpha Infinite Storm. Now, I don't have the Infinite Storm anymore, but I do have this, which is also ZD EDC with these Zerk plates. So let's dive back in. We've got Sea Gang slider. That is the shark slider. Almost Mott Groove-ish, but has that magnetic wheel on the front. Oh, see, I remembered another one. Shout out to Mech Bro for sharing products during the year. Let's dive into the Swoop. It's wild to see the evolution of Fidget Boy just in a year. Between Jason and John, the Swoop was incredible. We've got the JUZH EDC armor slider. That was a very popular one that a lot of people saw and a lot of people bought. You've got the Sakura EDC Puchikan. Taka blew it out of the water with this second edition. You've got the 9 Hands Square 2-in-1. All right, that is a spinner slider. There we go. Very cool. Very good slider. The SSS Armor Mechanical slider that I put out a review on. The Chenyu X1 Guardian. All right, the X1, this was the follow-up to the original Chenyu. So we've got this one here. I've got my Zerk one as well. You can't go wrong on material with this one. I think the only one that I didn't really vibe with was the G10 version. The Mott Mix. Look at this. I was able to land this Zelda Mott Mix a little earlier in the month. And my God, I mean, this thing's so good and can be combined with the Groove. How about the Otter EDC chamfer tops? Now, I'm showing you these because this is going to be a part of our giveaway next week for the holidays. This was a custom maker's choice of colors that I selected and Jesse made. So cool. Love that slider, and that'll be exciting. The Aura Sands Peacock slider. Now, that is one I'm trying to source and get back because they now have a Zerk body and a couple new inlays that are just beautiful looking. So I'm really trying to nail one of those down, but boy, they're tough to find the exact one you want. Kind Industry sliders, again, this was the one that I landed on this year as kind of my favorite Kind Industry slider. This was the Scoop, and then the Highline plates are his older design. And then you've got the low line plates. That's the newer design. Both are great. The low line work better for the miniature version, but I have just loved having this slider in the collection. The Unquiet Hands Wispy slider with Teflon plates. Now, that was the one I landed on as being my favorite in the wispy category. I have not tried the one with stainless steel plates, but I did try the one with Zerk plates, and that was not totally a hit for me. So The YEDC 3-layer pig nose slider. I love this guy. All right, the FC EDC Fat Cat sliders have been awesome this year. I've really enjoyed these guys. I've got PEI, this luminous carbon fiber, and then just this black carbon fiber one. Proxy EDC Cyborg Soul. Now, that is one I don't still have on me, but that is a great piece. And honestly, I really like the sound. I like the real life guns. Don't sound the way they do in movies, but that thing definitely sounded like the way they do in movies. The Lagrange Haptics Crux in titanium. Now, this one's stainless steel. I traded it for the titanium one. I had stainless steel originally, and eventually after using the tie, I just wanted a little more weight to it. But that was definitely a hit. The Fidget Things Trider. Now, Fidget Things is this brand here with the digit logo, but the Trider was incredible, and I really hope that he does move forward with a premium version of that, because I think triangle sliders are really pretty awesome. The OS EDC Haptic Donut, that was really cool. Good use of the buckyball feature. The Loudy Chalk in stainless steel and peak. Again, one that I don't have, but let me tell you, they've got one in Corian and peak on its way, and it looks phenomenal. The Mott Oracle in aluminum, I miss that spinner, man, and just has a great ring to it. The O1 EDC Super Dense Core. Now, this is a version of that core. I took the original Super Dense out of it, but it is 2 asymmetrical tracks. The Mott Groove in titanium. This one came from Meta EDC, where they're still available. I'm excited because they've got the Mott Groove Pro coming. This one, while I'm not maybe sold on the dragon motif, has been just a killer mechanical. I was originally out on the groove and thought some of these brands were doing it better, but I just hadn't tried a groove in a while, and this titanium one sold me. The Rage 3D Strata. All right, so that was a great silent slider. Now, the Rage 3D Peanut slider, the V2, ended up on my misses list just because it didn't hit the same way the first one did, and I kind of hope that if he makes a V3, that we get something kind of interesting out of that. What about fidget pants? Now, while not particularly easy to use or fidget with, you know, they did come with the zipper, they came with the button, some drawstrings, and you can spin them around. You can do pretty much anything with these, so definitely recommend those. Fidget Syndicate Klondike Premium. Now, this was a square slider that I was really waiting for, and it did not disappoint. The Pelsi Flipoo. Now, this is the Pelsi Tita, but same concept, utilizing that buckyball feature. Then we had the Pritz Fidget Domino, which was really a great 4-stack. The WMEDC Empty Mechanical Slider, that was this one here, which was really unique. Pretty complicated when I opened it up, and I did not expect that, but they have some different flavors of that I'm kind of interested in trying. The TQ EDC Strong Shield Slider, that is this guy here. That has a pretty good crunch to it and kind of unique plates. So I enjoyed that one a lot. The YEDC Magnetic Pig Cube. Bingo. Now, this was a hit for me. I think the Indifferent one was the mechanical, but this one is so good. Also still available on Meta EDC. The Axiom EDC Elementum. What a piece. I mean, Axiom EDC nailed it there in terms of just quiet and really unique fidgets. Just kind of doing more with less. You've got the Axiom EDC Pod, this right here. They've got different shapes now, different variations, and then different types of balls that you can put in there that just make this really unique. The O1EDC Pop 2.0, that was a 3-card version of the original that I really liked. Now, I had it in titanium and stainless steel, and I thought those were really great. The Gal Mahjong 2.0, this guy right here, the 3-layer. This is also a luminous polycarbonate. This was a lot better than I expected for just a budget fidget. The Loudy dual bead for the chalk. Now again, I don't have the chalk anymore, but the dual bead slot was definitely a game changer for that fidget. The WM-EDC Secret slider in every material. I've got PEI. I've got Peak. I've got titanium. The track switching was revolutionary, for sure. Those 3 I have. I also had Zerk and I had the regular Peak, but all very good. The O1EDC Wafer Biscuit in titanium. This was the blind box version. It's easily the best of the wafer versions. The Zerk was nice. It looked nice. And maybe had a different aesthetic, one that I kind of liked more. But the feel of this, unmatched. Now the ammo decoder was a really unique mechanical where you could tune it by tightening the screws a little bit, and the screws would push the springs in further. That was unique as well. Now they are releasing an ammo decoder magnetic. So that is to come, and I'm excited for that review. The Brick Clicks flip side. I've got the majority of my 3D printed stuff in the other room, but the flip side was very cool. Another one, again, that I forgot to thank, but that was one that was shared with me. So thank you to Brick Clicks for that. The Mott Wind Spirit, or Fang Ling, I think it was called. They changed the name. I think originally called the Wind Spirit, and then changed to the Fang Ling. So that was an incredible tuning fork slider, probably the best tuning fork ping ring sound out of any fidget this year. The Kais Popo Dense, fantastic, really great sound. Now the Dense I felt was better than the standard. The Metal Toys Top B Snakes. I've got titanium, I've got stainless steel, and we've got Zerk. None in the original configuration, but all absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Metal Toys is awesome with their design. The 2EDC Pura. This slider is the first to do screws on top to leave those plates plain. It definitely stirred up a lot of controversy this year because a lot of people were, upset that this was aluminum and had the price tag that it did, but you can't complain until you tried it. The Guangdong slider, cool concept. I like this one. This was a hit for me. Now the Mini fell into the indifferent category just because, while it's nice, I think it needs to be Zerk to get that weight to be able to do the rotation. The Quirky Ruler, another one here from Meta EDC. This is the Zerk one. This one caught me by surprise because I did not expect to like it. And I'll have to say the titanium and the PEI version were definitely the best. But this Zerk one has a great weight to it. The GD EDC Wood Mahjong 2.0. Incredible ping sound from those. They came with a lot of brass springs, which helped some of my other mechanicals. You've got the M02 by Otter EDC. Again, Jesse blew it out of the park here, taking the M01, squashing it down, and really delivering a killer square slider. The Axum EDC Knuckle Roller. Now, I keep forgetting the name of this one, but it's like rubber band roller, something along those lines. The idea is that it looks like a rubber band hugging those two Delrin balls that just have the perfect feel. A lot of times I pop that one out and stick my thumb in there, or use that to then move around my finger like so. The DJG Melody Slider. What a unique piece. That was the one that actually played music. What a unique piece. That probably wins like most unique piece of the year. Damn Designs Ronin V2. Definitely an improvement on the V1, and excited to see where that goes from here. That one came with such character that I really loved it. The Halu Player Mechanical. This was a great use of the buckyballs as well. I love that track on the front and just kind of the ringing and jingling that you would get on the front. That is a really great piece. The Lodestone by Jiminy Trick, also incredibly unique piece. So, you know, between that and that Melody Slider, these are incredibly unique pieces to try. The Top H from Metal Toys. We've got titanium and Zerk on display here. PEI as well. Each of these with different tracks, as they released probably a dozen different tracks. Very cool, a lot of customization there. Metal Toys always bringing just incredible design. It's kind of the successor to the Top F. You've got the 42 Cosmo Nebula 2.0 in carbon fiber. Now this one's being re-released. So if you liked this one, you liked the video that I put out of this one, they are re-releasing it. And the next one's going to come with plates that will have a screw in it so you can actually take them off and change out magnets. The Leap Cyber Illusion by Proxy. Saw it called like Mirage sometimes. The name was all over the place. But also a unique buckyball slider that I would compare to like a Bubble. The Mechanic Eye by Loudy. This one's titanium. I've got PEI coming as well. They just released a polycarbonate version, so it's like frosted clear. The Rich Coin Mix by Gao. That one was kind of the better version of their budget stuff this year. The Stardust Orb by Fidget House. Fidget House was like one of the original websites that existed for fidgets. That orb was very subtle, very nice. Great haptic coin. The Arc V4 by Kuko. We talked about that a little bit. The Teflon plates and those new diamond plates, phenomenal. Spinny Mick Stick Boy by Fidget Boy, incredible. This is a 3D printed spandle, but I have the red leather spandle as well, and it rocks. The Radiator by Magnus, talked about that a little bit in terms of Mag Labs, but the Radiator is an awesome follow-up to the Skelly. The SOB Slim. This has come a long way this year. Now, he released the original SOB last year. It was a very thick version, but this one's still 3D printed. I'd love to get an aluminum shell for it, or titanium, or stainless steel, hell. He's gotten some really cool designs. I love the burst plates, and those sound great. They feel great. Excited to see what else comes out of Fidget Things. Hopefully a premium Strider. The Precept. I don't have this on the Scepter, but this has been a really unique spinner. Great sound. Schrodinger's Cat Light in aluminum was also a hit. Now I sold that one to Dan Bruner. You can watch his review on it as well. The Aurora EDC Atlantis X. This thing's gorgeous. It is 3D printed. The quality is so good, and it moves so well that this is comparable to many other sliders out there on the market. Fidget Boy Ergo Boy. I've got the textured plates on right now. He's got smooth plates and then new plates on the way. So next year, there are going to be new plates for this that also look insane. I'm going to guess they are going to be comparable with those diamond plates. The Fifi Gravity Slider, it's in here somewhere, there it is. Kind of blew me away because I did not expect this one to be so good, but it is such a incredible, solid, subtle slider. And I love these smooth stainless steel plates, but I've really enjoyed that one this year. The Otter Paw Knuckle Roller. These were a lot of fun because They just have an incredible repeatability. I could do this all day. What makes these different is they have magnets in each end, and so it really makes it easy to kind of flip back and forth. You can occasionally get some different moves doing things like that. So there's a lot of possibilities with these, a lot of different sizes as well, and definitely worth checking out. The Vortex by Fidget. This was an incredible silent piece with this kind of stereo knob feel to it. Incredibly satisfying, quiet, very easy to use in the presence of company or at work. The Gumdrop by Mackie EDC was just this kind of like cheap mechanical version that came out. And I ended up really loving it. I didn't like the idea of it looking like, I don't know, I guess a chewed piece of gum. It looks more like a popsicle or something. But this piece right here ended up being the thing that I love the most about it, because it just has a really good feel on your thumb when you push it in. So the Delta Tile and aluminum, I've got that in the Ergo on here. Again, these have just been incredible pieces. Love seeing Novel Carry grow. This one looks kind of cool with those Pet G ice blue plates on there, so I like that a lot. How about the Tri Mini Mame? This is from LIC EDC. Now it's got these aluminum buttons on here that somebody sent me. But, wow. What a spinner. An incredible Tri spinner. Yes, we talked about Kuko as a brand. It looks like as I got further down the list, I started listing them all out individually anyway. But this body style is, one, gorgeous. Number two, incredibly machined. And number three, really feels good in the hand. The Strong Winds by Gao. Now that one kind of exploded on me. Really great mechanical. It sounds good, but also the mechanical tracks kind of immediately came out of the slider once I took the tape off, so that is gone. The Tape Drive by EDC Cell is right there. Now, I've got the Peak one on the way, but this was a really unique one. A great use of magnets within a mechanical slider, and doesn't use those magnets to try and produce crazy sound. It's more a really great feel from it. The Funyun by Kovo. The dense black PEI, I think it was, version is still my favorite. The Dice Ding, that was a really interesting piece. I loved the sound of the button. The Owen EDC Toast Mini, and had a good sound. It looked really classy too. The Nub Cruncher by Dynamic Inertia. This is a really good, just chill out piece. And then it was two versions. There's this one and my other one, which has buttons that aren't as clicky and a little harder to push. The STG Star Pivot Slider. M3 Metal Creations Metro Slider. Like I said in my review, the only qualm that I had with it was the magnets were too strong. Metal Toys Zerk Trefoil. I love the trefoil. I loved the titanium one, and the Zerk does not disappoint. The Joker slider from JJ EDC. I'd really love to get a hold of a second one of these to have stainless steel on stainless steel plates. The MRC by JUZH EDC. Now, if you watch the review on this one, you know that taking it apart, something to be done at your own risk. But in terms of just the fidget itself, I love this guy. The Arcane Domain. Got this one from G1. Insanely interesting sound. Really interesting for a wood slider. The Natto slider. Really tiny, really pingy. The YEDC breakthrough in PEI, awesome version in that series. That is one slider I do still want to get back. Compiform V5. Wow, that was an incredible slider. Now, I do want to try the V4. I have not gotten it yet, but the V5 was awesome and beautiful looking. All right, let's get into misses of the year. Start with the Kooten EDC Toad Pinch. This did not do it for me. It was kind of poorly designed. It seemed like the prototype for something that might have been cool later on. The DJG mechanical fan, not the best DJG product. The AC EDC Starcore spinner and haptic coin. I eventually got the haptic portion to sound good, but as a spinner, number one, the design didn't necessarily do anything for me, but it wasn't the best spinner. The GD EDC Gladiator 2.0 haptic coin. So originally this was a magnetic slider, and then the second version that they released had a bearing in the middle, so it turned as a haptic coin. Just didn't have the right feel for me. The GAO magnetic block slider, not for me. The GAO Rifle V5, what a miss. That one just was cheap. The GAO Rich Coin EX, also not for me. That review, I couldn't open it up. I didn't like the way it felt, and I couldn't modify it. The Chicken and Pig Mechanical by O1EDC and YEDC, very awesome collab between two brands that I love dearly, but that was like a starter slider. Now, the dense version was better than the standard version. The 5-in-1 multi-fidget Transformers thing that I got. Number one, it looked wild. I got it secondhand, but number two, it was trying to do way too much, and none of them very successfully. The TQ EDC Strong Shield Mechanical. Now, this is the magnetic, but they also had the mechanical version that I reviewed that was no good. The Ripple Tuning Fork from JUZ HEDC, again, one that did not land for me. The Kooten EDC Bubble. That one, again, the buttons were too far apart, so when you have buttons on something, they can't be any more than this distance from each other. BP Mods, I get the allure because you can customize them so much with the different faceplates. Those didn't do anything for me. The YOLO No Fire. Now, I have one here in titanium that I have yet to review from G1, but I don't know. I do wonder if maybe my take on this one will turn around, but in terms of the stainless steel one and the handle that it came with to use it, it felt like a miss. The Mui Artillery, that one was fine. YEDC Ceramic Pig Coin 3.0. The ceramic pig coins from YEDC are just okay. I really preferred the ratchet coin that they made, where it had a really good ratchet sound both ways. This one was a magnetic haptic coin and then a mechanical on top. Both sound really good, but I'd rather it be one or the other. The Tuning Fork Cashew by GAO. What a miss. Now you see GAO is on here quite a bit this year, which is unfortunate because they're one of my beloved brands. I mean, I started with the GAO Owl. I think they have a lot of potential, but they have really put all their chips on the table into the budget area, and we've gotten a lot of really mid-level budget fidgets. The YEDC Bamboo Mechanical in PEI, the O1EDC Ultra Thin Aluminum Core, nope. The Kais Rui Slider, that was kind of my follow-up in the Kais brand to the Popo, which I loved a lot. And getting the Rui, it was disappointing to say the least. The Painyun 3.0 from YEDC. I think maybe there's a sector of people out there that really love the look of that and want it anyway, but didn't really do it for me. TK EDC Peapod Mini. The Compiform Event Horizon. Now this was the square from Compiform. I hate to put this on the miss list, but for me, the magnet strength was just too weak. The piece itself was one of the most beautiful works of titanium metalwork art that I've seen. Ivan is a master. He's won awards for how beautiful his creations are. But that one in particular, I really hope that they release with some stronger magnets. The Sao EDC Doriaki haptic coin, that one was bizarre. The Jai Li by YEDC, again, something that really could have been pretty spectacular. It was a mechanical by using magnets, but it just didn't land. It felt wobbly, it rattled, and now they've released a second version in Zerk, and hopefully that one is better. The Limbo Candy Cat. Now this was one that everybody told me, you gotta try it, give it another shot, because I had tried it before in stainless steel. It did not land at all. I gave it a second shot, didn't land. The mechanical sounds great, but if you're not pressing in very hard and you just try to run it over the track, it ultimately skips and doesn't sound very good. The Max Dock by ACEDC. ACEDC, I love you guys. You are one of the OG brands that I started with. The Max Dock was just a bizarre swing that they took. I got to give them credit for trying something different. I don't necessarily want to walk around with anything that looks like a gun or a hypodermic needle. The Mott Snap. Now this was the square Mott slider. It was a 3-layer one that would fan out and made a tuning fork sound. I'm just not big into tuning forks, therefore that one did not necessarily land with me. The YEDC Magnetic Razor 2.0. Nope. The O1EDC Ejector Core. Now, when I talked about O1EDC, I said, please move on from these. I love these shells, continue to make some cores for it every now and then, but I think you have exhausted what you can do in here. I love, love, love O1EDC, but I would love to see them do some more unique stuff and maybe give this guy a rest. The Rogue Crispy Stick Mini. I had the larger one in Peak. The mini version I had in titanium or stainless steel, but that ultimately was just not great. It just didn't have the travel of the other one or the sound even. It wasn't as good. The Wuji Mechanical Egg by Danho EDC. Wild. The Tita, while this is an incredible, incredible sound, the piece as a whole was a miss just because of this kind of emptiness on the other side. Now, some people liked it because they said it sounds like unsheathing a sword maybe, but didn't work for me. Cube Sugar by Tuno. Unfinished. The Gum Slider by SPC. Cheap, unfinished. The Gal Fidget Master. Nope. And the O1EDC Tuning Fork Core. Again, the options have been exhausted. Get it out of here. All right, let's get into Indifferent. This list I will probably go through a little faster. Here we go. We start with the Mott Owl. I know that is a hot take right out of the gate. That one just didn't do much for me, but was very interesting, and I know there is a huge contingent of people that absolutely love that. The Mott Gordon Peak. Again, just a bizarre shape. Doesn't really work, but, I didn't hate it. The O1EDC Time Night 2.0. Kind of neat. Looks like a gun. Not for me. Metal Toys Top G. I love the look of their pieces. I love the modularity of it. They made all these different components of it able to be swapped out and traded out with different materials. I love that idea. I love the direction. But that was ultimately like an ergo bubble, I think I heard somebody call it. ACEDC Master Sword. Neat concept, and the sound was good. Not for me. The Kuko Flow Mini Slider. Now that may surprise you, but something about the miniature slider and the magnets, I was never able to get it to perform an around the world quite right. Something about it would catch. I don't know what it was, but ultimately that just wasn't for me. The Owen EDC GameCube in PC. That one, GameCube or the Maze, fine. That's the one that I have coming in titanium soon. I really like the sound of it. It has a really good sound. I wasn't sure about the size or the look. The Haptic EDC Photon Light. While I loved the Photon, I don't know that the Photon Light held the same place in my heart, but the new plates on the Photon, awesome. The Loudy Donut Spinner, pretty indifferent. I mean, as a spinner, it was similar to the Tango Tart, which has that kind of magnetic rocking reaction. It was fine. It had kind of a nice little click to it, but wasn't something I was going to keep. The Mui Core Wave, pretty indifferent. Not bad, though. Metal Toys Skeleton and Top B. Again, another swing for the fences for Metal Toys. I love that they just try new stuff. That is what's important. Try new stuff. That was probably, and I got it in titanium. I think I might like it in a heavier metal, but on a comfort level, it was not necessarily what I wanted on my thumb. I didn't like the holes in it. They have released the little core inserts now, so that gives you the look of it, but not the feel. The Ammo Wormhole. The Wanwu Exoskeleton. Apparently the peak is very good, but this was not for me. The WJ EDC Long Slider. Neat concept. The AccuSlide by Monkey Love EDC. That was another one shared with me. Very much appreciated that. The magnets on the ends were maybe a little too close together. I got a lot of overswing with it, but a very unique look. The Unquiet Hands Gravity Clicker. Another design that I love the swing for the fence, didn't work for me. The cover for the Pelsi Flipoo. That was just okay. The Super Small Ding Ding by MCZHI. That one I got in Bakelite, which was the original release of it, but I do want to try the titanium. Really good sound out of it. The Crispy Stick from Rogue EDC, just the full-size one. The Sand Timer by OK Studios. Great sound, too thick. The OT EDC Turbine Slider. This is another one that kind of like the tape drive used that same mechanism, but it was too large. The Top E in PEI. Really cool to have it nice and lightweight, but didn't bring anything new to the table for me in the Top E series. Axiom EDC Breakpoint. I like this one, but I didn't find myself using it as often. The Heart Slider by YY EDC. The Gao Giant Slider. Pretty indifferent about that one. Obviously, it's a little funny, a little comical to have. The Cloud Flash by Kovo. I really liked the Funyun more. The Index by Flux Design. Another brand that was kind enough to share that with me. Very much appreciate it. Ultimately, I was a little indifferent on that because I do like sound out of my fidgets. A lot of people ask me for more videos on silent fidgets, but it is very rare for a silent fidget to connect with me, maybe the way the Vortex did. The Demomon Grenade by Ammo. Cinean by Go Bigger. The Cubo by Nine Hand was pretty underwhelming. The Mountain Slider by YY EDC. Now, they just released a peak and black PEI version that does have me very interested, and I will probably be getting that. But the titanium version had some sharp spots, wasn't really into it. The Wanwu Popping and Zerk. Pretty indifferent about that one. I think the stainless steel was much better execution. Not that they changed, but the feel of the metal on metal felt better when it was stainless steel. The Dex Jelly Slider by ED-Cell. The Halu Player Slider. Great for a budget option. Again, not for me. The Bean Z Tiny Mechanical. Very cool. Ultimately, I didn't feel any certain way about it. It had a great sound, but it's kind of a a novelty. In C2 EDC Oumuamua, I felt a little indifferent on. I'm sure if I spent some time really tuning that and taking it apart, and it had been mine and not on loan, I would have really dug into it a lot more. What didn't I try? Here we go. The Titanium measurement ring, the Kais Lucky Candy slider, any of the other Loudy rings, the Kais Zerk Lucky Ballad. I loved the stainless steel version, but it was just too big and heavy. The Medalist Roche Strike 2.0. Now I have that one on the way, so I'm very excited about that. The O180C and Loudy Crisis Route collab. The Wanwu Exoskeleton and Peak. The Wanwu Exoskeleton Ratchet ring attachment for that. The O180C Time Night 3.0 I did not try. The KTS Origin Spinner. What the hell is with this Proxy EDC Guard Tower? Now, I didn't try that because it's like $600 freaking. Why? The Sugar Bean Pie I did not try. Proxy EDC Dragon Ridge. The Tygo Gold Nugget. The Sea Noon EDC Magnetic Slider. The Chimago EDC Wrath Expression Slider I did not try yet. The Gao Magnetic Mechanical Push Card. I did see that Sean at Fidget Fix reviewed that. I have to watch that still, but I'm sure it's similar to the BP mods. The O180C Buckyball Core, probably not going to try it either. The Siki Fangren Python Slider, very curious about this one, and will most likely be reviewing that in the new year. The Rogue Poisonous Mushroom, I had somebody reach out and say that they were willing to share that one with me to try and review, so that will be coming as well. The Zack Labs Small Plane 2.0. The PEI AC EDC Master Sword. Now, I tried the stainless steel version, but this was kind of an interesting looking one. The Siki Lag Magnetic Slider. The HF EDC Magic Cube, which I think is this. Is it? Am I wrong? If this is, I honestly couldn't remember the brand of this one, but this came to me yesterday in the mail. Full review to come on that. Ryan EDC Voyager Mechanical, new 3.0 AC EDC mechanical ring. Very interested in that one. I love AC EDC's mechanical stuff. The DL EDC DL slider, another one that Sean over at Fidget Fix got a hold of. That looks very interesting, and I would like to try. The Kais Popo RS. They had a couple different versions of this, and the Kais Rui RS. Now, it looked like both of those came with like a buckyball component, so I'm curious about those. One of those, and I can't remember which one, is on its way to me via trbcreation.com. The Sequence Sanwen Coin, the 42 Cosmo Death Star. I love 42 Cosmo. I wish they would get back to making some things like this. And guess what, folks? It sounds like they are. They've got the new version of the Nebula coming, and it sounds like some interesting versions of the X. The ATI Walkman, it was essentially a ripoff of the Rabot, so I did not buy that. So looking forward to. Oh. The Mott Groove Pro. Now I just saw somebody receive theirs and they got the purple version. God damn it, it looks good. Fidget Boy sliders to come. If this was 2025, 2026 is going to be wild for them. The growth of Novel Carry. I did not connect with Novel Carry until the beginning of this year, and it is incredible to see them go from that original Delta tile that I got a hold of to what they're making now with the Ergo and the different plate styles. I look forward to their growth. I'm also looking forward to kind of finding out what the next trends are. Now, the tuning fork and the buckyballs were really kind of the mainstays for 2025, but what will the trends be for 2026? I'm very curious. The ammo decoder in magnetic. Growth from Fujimoto, maybe some different variations on the Vortex. Maybe potential metal Puchicon. I know that Taka is done with schooling, and he went to school to learn machining, and was just doing 3D printing while he went to school. So curious to see if anything else comes of that. The mini box bid rush. Here's the black and tie. But I think the maker also wants the Zerk reviewed, so I think I'll be receiving that as well. The DJG Bounce, another one that I've purchased and it's on its way. The GD EDC seasoning stick, that is not one that I've bought yet, but I am looking forward to. How about some old friends revisited? My AC EDC Gamer in carbon fiber. The WJ EDC Brownie, which after visiting my oldest in North Carolina and revisiting that one that I had given him for his collection, I knew I had to get myself another one. Got it and tuned it exactly like his. The Osseous Travel Slider in Damascus was great to have in the collection. I do miss that one, but I'm also going to be on the lookout for the Peak Shell one that I used to have and really liked. The Owen EDC Soap Slider. The Metal Toys Top D and Peak. Oh my gosh, I bought 2 of these because I bought one from somebody and the track was obliterated. And so I had a Peak Shell and I had to get the Peak track. I finally converged the 2, was so excited to have that back, and I lost it on vacation. So if you're in Florida and you might be in the Destin area, keep a lookout on the ground for that, okay, for me? The Gauss Square Slider. Having that back in the collection has really been nice. I mean, this is a nice budget square slider that you can get, and it's phenomenal. The Magnus Super X, that was very nice to revisit. The JMEB slider, an awesome Delrin slider that just, it's a chunky guy, but a really great concept, and I love that one. The 9-hand square slider that I talked about, that 2-in-1. The Clown Orange Square in carbon fiber, beautiful. The Mackie CP2, hadn't seen that one in a long time. It was really nice to buy that one, rehab it, and be able to experience it like it was brand new. So those were all awesome friends revisited. Wow. If you're still here, thank you. All right, here's my message for the year. This hobby, even when things are down, this hobby is always still fun. And the people are always still kind and generous and caring. And it's so nice to share it with people across the world and just get to know people on a human level. It's not about politics. It's not about religion. It's about fucking toys, but awesome toys, and toys that we can relate to each other with and understand why we like them. It's like music. It's this universal fidget language. And I love that. Yeah.
Can I come in?
Yes. Come here.
Whoa.
Okay. So, thank you everybody for the support over the year. Thank you for all the kind words. Thank you for always being there to chat about fidgets. We love them. If you got kids, go enjoy them. I'm going to go do that too. Have a great start to 2026, and I'll see you for more reviews. You guys want to say bye?
Bye-bye.